Good morning, Standard 6. Today we are going to read chapter number 2, the remaining part of The Day I Rescued Albert Einstein's Compass. Okay? From page 16, last para, we were off. There was an easy breeze. Breeze means wind. We followed the shoreline. The clouds were pink, cotton pops, and the sky was blue as my mother's eye. I decided that this was a perfect time to ask my question. I had been thinking about it ever since I had walked into the living room. I took a deep breath. Okay, here the narrator actually they were going for a trip on board. At that time, there was an easy breeze, easy wind flowing, and they followed alongside and along the uh, shoreline. Okay, at that time the sky looked cotton pops, pink cotton pops. Okay, and the sky was as blue as his mother's eyes. Okay, the narrator at that time thought that it was the perfect time to ask question to Einstein. So he took a deep breath before asking the question. I asked my question slowly. Why did you want to be a physicist? Okay. The narrator asked Einstein that why did you want to be a physicist? He did not answer my question. Instead, he put his hand into his pocket. It has fallen through a hole in the lining, and he threw back his great head and laughed and laughed. What? The great man alive had a hole in his pocket. I was glad it made him laugh, but I did not quite understand. Okay. Here, when the narrator asked the question to Einstein, at the time, Einstein put his hand into his pocket. At that time, Einstein put his hand into his pocket and searched for something. Okay. When Theo found that Einstein had a pocket, Einstein had a hole in his pocket, and it made him laugh, both the Einstein and Theo. Okay. Excuse me, Herr Professor, but what has fallen through a hole in your pocket? I asked politely. Politely means gently. The answer to your question, that is what has fallen through the hole. Himmel, heavens. I think it is somewhere under the pocket now. 1 minute. I must tear the lining a little more. There, now I shall fish it out. Only you won't be a fish, but here the narrator searched in the whole pocket of Einstein, and the narrator teared the pocket a little more. Okay. By this time, I was also laughing. I looked up at the sky. Two red-tailed hawks were riding the warm air current. The thermals, Fleet Felix was catching the breeze perfectly. Actually, when this was happening, at that time Theo looked up at the sky. At the time the bird hawk, a kind of bird, were riding the warm air currents. Okay. And Fleet Felix, the boat, was also catching the breeze perfectly. He drew out his hand. When I was 5 years old, I was quite ill. I had to stay in bed for many days. My father gave me this compass. Okay. Here, here Einstein said about the lost thing, compass. Okay. The compass had given him by his father. Okay. You know what a compass is for? Of course. Nodded. Good, he continued. It was the first compass I had ever seen. There was the needle under the glass all along pointing to north, no matter which way I turn the compass. Okay, to a 5-year-old boy, it seemed like magic. Actually, you know that 5-year girl, 5-year boy or 5-year child has nothing to think about much more. When the narrator saw the compass, it seemed him like a magic. Okay, only it wasn't magic at all. Of course, you know why. I took a deep breath and said, because the needle is magnetic and there is a magnet at the North Pole that attracts the needle. That's why the needle always pointing to the north. Okay. My selling partner raised his bushy eyebrow. Nearly correct. There was two magnetic poles, north and south. So far away, there on the palm of my hand was my compass, always pointing north for me. It was the greatest mystery I could imagine. So I decided then and there that I would learn all about the process of the universe, in the universe, that we cannot see, for I certainly couldn't. At that moment, two motorboats zoomed past us. Zoomed past us means crossed us. Okay. String up the water into the high waves. One of them hit Fleet Felix against the side, knocking the compass from the professor's hand right into the water. Actually, what happened, you know, when the two motorboats crossed the boat Fleet Felix, at that time, one of them was hitting the was hit the Fleet Felix. At that time, the compass had fallen into the water. He started at his empty palm. The compass theo, it is gone. Overboard. Here overboard means over the side of a boat. Suddenly there was so much sadness in his eyes. When Einstein lost his compass, he became very sad. Okay. The I should have to lose it and I cannot swim very well. And my eyesight is not good. His voice trailed off and he was looking far into space. Actually, when Einstein lost his compass, he said, I should have to lose it. I cannot swim very well. Okay? And my eyesight is not good. His voice trailed off and he was looking far into space. But I could swim. I dropped anchor into the water to keep the boat in place. I pulled off my life jacket. Pulled off means open my life jacket. The wave had quieted down. Now I jumped into the water. Actually, the narrator or Theo opened his life jacket and jumped into the water. My parents were sure I had been a fish. I was a boy. Actually, the narrator was a very good swimmer during his childhood. Okay, Now was my chance to prove it. First I swam round and round the boat. Then I dived under, searching beneath. Beneath means under the hull once, twice, and 3 times, staying under as long as my breath had. Okay, holding the breath. Okay, he searched for the compass under the water or under the boat. Okay, then I started swimming further away from the boat, under and under, had to find it. Her Professor Einstein might be the most famous man alive right now, but he was once 5 years old and his father had given him a compass that had treasured all these years. Because the compass was so much valuable for Einstein because it was given by his father. Okay, that's why it is very much valuable thing for Einstein. I thought about the binoculars my parents had given me and how I would feel if I lost them. I made another dive under the boat. As I come up for air, I felt something ever so gently hit my cheek. Okay, when when Theo come up to take some air. Okay, at that time something gently hit in his cheek. Okay, it was the compass bobbing alongside the fleet helix. Bobbing means to move up and down quickly on the surface of water. Just waiting to be rescued. Rescued means saved. Okay. Clutching it in my left hand, I grabbed hold of the boat with my right. Professor Einstein's were closed. When this was happening, Professor Einstein closed his eyes. Okay. Pardon me, I called to him. Pardon me, here is your compass. I clambered abroad. Here clambered means climb with difficulty. Okay. He opened his eyes. So he said with a smile, "This is why I became a physicist." Continuing as if nothing had happened. As you know, a physicist studies the forces in nature that we cannot know directly. Only we know that they are there from what we observe, like the compass needle. Or he posed. Okay? Or gravity, I offered a bit tentatively. Here tentatively means not being definite or certain. Okay? Bravo young man or gravity. All these forces keep our planet running quite smoothly most of the time. And thank you dear Theo, for me you are the most famous boy alive. Okay. His eyes were merry again. Merry means happy again. I was still trying to catch my breath, but I had to ask another question. Would you say it is because of the compass that you are now the most famous man alive? He sat very still. The compass was my first mystery, and all my life I have worked to solve mysteries. He put the compass in his pocket, the one with the hole in it. Actually, he put the compass in his hole pocket again. Okay, and I am not the most famous man alive, no matter what your dear father says. Actually, yes, but you are surely the bravest and kindest boy I know. When you reached home, my parent asked me why we were both wet and why I was soaking. We had an adventure, answered my friend. One I don't think either one of us will ever forget. Okay, actually what had happened to them, they would never forget. Okay, that night I wondered that my father and mother would say if they knew that the most famous man alive had a hole in his pocket and couldn't swim very well. I don't think I shall ever tell them. Actually, if Theo's father asked about the incident, what had happened to them at that time, at that time Theo thought that he would never told the story what had happened to them. Okay. Thank you this much, and the question answer will send soon.